here with another video, y'all. I know I am late with this review. So I'm late because I went out of town for a mini girls trip. I had a really good time. We went to Chattanooga, Tennessee for the seafood festival. We did riverboat cruising. We did sip and paint. We of course went to the festival, ate at some restaurants they had there, and just had a good time. Chattanooga is a really beautiful place, and I did not know that it was. So we went there on the weekend, and normally my reviews drop on Saturday, but of course I was out of town. Then I was supposed to do it yesterday, y'all, and had to work. I tried to do it on my lunch break, could not do it because I only get 30 minutes for lunch. And then wanted to do it when I got home, but by that time I was tired, and y'all, I was just like, I'm gonna have to get up early, do it before work, and get my review out there, y'all. So anyway, with all of that out of the way, if y'all see my visor, that means I'm in the car. So bam, there we go. So I'm in the car giving y'all this review. Normally I'm, in my scenery, in my element. But y'all, I got to go to work this morning. So I'm going to get through this review, give y'all what y'all came here for, and then we're going to move on with the day. All right. So if it's your first time joining me, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to the Redefine Me channel. We growing over here. We have a good time over here. Okay. All right. So let's get into these couples. Y'all already know I take notes. I take notes. Who we gonna talk about first? All right, let's talk about, if y'all hear the page turning, that's just me. Let's talk about Joey and Michael. Let's get them out of the way. Okay, so as y'all already know, Joey and Michael, and let me just back up. This is Love During Lockup, Season 5. I don't know if I gave y'all the title. Season 5, episode 24. Really episode 2, but they're calling it episode 24, Vegas or Bust. Okay, go ahead, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's get started. So we're gonna start with Joey and Michael. As y'all know, Joey and Michael is our gay couple on this season, and let me just go out there and say I do not agree with their lifestyle at all, but since they are on the show, I'm gonna go ahead and review them and give my pointers on them. Okay, so we will open up. Joey is working out, y'all. He says he wants to look good for when Mike get out of jail. He doesn't want to be all flabby and all of that. So he's working out with some personal trainer for a quick second. And then he goes home. He gets on the phone with Mike. He's sitting on the bed, calls Mike, and he's telling him that he sent a Photoshop picture to the jail so that they can visit. So as y'all know, and I hope my Wi-Fi, this live, is coming out good because I am outside and it's raining today, y'all. And I don't know if my Wi-Fi is picking up great, but I hope it is. But anyway, let's keep going. So he's on the bed talking to Mike. He's telling him he sent the Photoshop picture to the jail so that they can have visitations. In order for Joey to visit Mike in jail, he has to have a Photoshop picture of, hello, personal salsa. I guess I'm saying it right. Maybe it's only me here. That's okay. Welcome to the live. You need to update me. I don't know what is going on. You need to update. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Maybe I do need to update. I don't know. But thank you for joining the live. I'm glad you can hear me and that you can see me. Okay, so he talks to Mike on the phone, and Mike says, oh my goodness, I hope you did not send the jail that picture because it looked really crazy. It looks like a 5-year-old did that picture. He did some cropping and things to make it look like they were posing together. But when you looked at the picture, it clearly looked like it was cut and cropped and chopped and screwed, and it was just a mess. Personal says the story, update me on it. Oh, okay. We are reviewing Love During Lockup. Love During Lockup comes on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WE TV. And this show is about people who date inmates. So people in the outside world go on a website where they can get to meet a inmate. And when the inmate comes out, their goal is to move in together, live happily ever after, and all of that. But a lot of issues end up going on, of course, because they're dating the inmate. And then they have to figure out how to mingle their life with this inmate after they get out and all of that. So this is love during lockup. So we're showing their story while the person is still locked up. Okay. Personal says, I gotta go, but have a blessed day. Thank you for joining, Personal. Go ahead and check out the replay whenever you can. This video will be up within maybe an hour, so maybe while you're going about your day, you can listen to it in some earpods. Go ahead and like my video and definitely subscribe to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Okay, so Mike says, yeah, I sent the picture to the jail. What's the problem? Because we got to meet each other. They won't let us meet outside of that. And he says, okay, well, hopefully they will accept the picture. Okay. So then Joey goes and asks Mike, well, how many bodies do you have? And if y'all don't know what I mean by bodies, he's asking Mike, how many people have you slept with? I feel like people should not ask anybody how many people you slept with. If you don't really want to know, then don't ask, because people have a life that they have lived before they met you, right? And they could have been a very promiscuous person. Thank you for all the hearts. They could have been a very promiscuous person back in their day, right? So you asking them how many bodies, is that going to change how you feel about them, or what? What's going to be the issue there? So I don't think you should ask that unless you really want to know. I think you should deal with the person at the present time. But Joey was asking because Joey is insecure, okay? And y'all will see why. So Mike says, he starts naming all these people. I've been with Ted. I've been with, hey Gina, how are you? Thank you for joining the live. Yeah, you shouldn't just want to know. Focus on the present here and now with the person you're here with. Don't worry about their past. So Mike is on the phone and he's like, I dealt with Trevor and Chad and Ed and Eric and all these people he's naming. And I'm like, so Joey, he's like, I probably dealt with 7 people while I've been in jail. Now, 7 people probably this time while he's been in jail, because Mike has been locked up for 4 times. 4 times. And so he's currently dealt with 7 people before he met Joey. And I say before because we don't know what he's still doing in there, right? He could be talking to Joey on the outside and still be getting his needs met on the inside, because they do that in there, right? So then Joey goes and says, well, how many have you had in the free world? And Mike says, well, I'm 40 years old, so I've had a lot of people. And I'm like, Joey, just leave it alone, right? So he said, Joey is like, well, you're done with that? He's like, yes, I'm done with that lifestyle and everything, moving on from that, okay? And so Joey doesn't feel confident. I feel like he feels insecure, and I feel like the vibes that Mike is giving me is that he's not going to stop being promiscuous when he gets out, but we shall see. So we get over to Joey's family, because Mike says, I got to talk to you later. I'll meet your family this evening, right? And everything. So Mike is supposed to be meeting his family via video chat. So they get off the phone. Joey goes and talks to the family. His father is there. His mother is there. Sister and brother and his sister-in-law. And they're all there saying, we're excited to meet Mike. Hopefully he's a good guy for you and everything. And Joey's like, yeah, love him. And they're, of course, asking all the typical questions like, what did he go to jail for? He went to jail for drug possession. How many times has he been in jail? He was like 4 times. And the brother was like, 4 times? That would have been me too. I'd have been like, 4 times? Dang, he can't stay out of jail. So he's been in jail a span of like 15 years or something. So he's a career criminal. This is what he do. But this is the person that Joey wants to be with for some reason. And I think it's only because he's showing him attention, because if y'all watch the show, Joey is not a very attractive guy, but beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I mean, somebody I think is not attractive could be attracted to somebody else, so who knows? But I believe he's using Joey and manipulating him and just passing the time. That's just my opinion. So the family is like, well, we'll meet him, we'll see, but we don't believe 2 addicts should be together, because as y'all know, Joey was an alcoholic and he used drugs as well. So he's a recovering addict. Not only was Joey a recovering addict, his father was an addict, the brother was an addict, the father's mother was an addict, and his uncle was an addict. So he has a generational curse of a spirit of addiction over that family. And so the rest of the family has been clean, and Joey has been clean for 12 years, right? And so they're just like, we don't want you to get involved with some guy that's going to trigger you to go back into that lifestyle. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to turn my car off. I just warmed it up a little bit. So Joey is like, I understand y'all concerned, but y'all will meet him. So they're like, well, how much money do you send him, because these phone calls are not free? So Joey says he sends him $50 a week, and his brother was like, $50? You can't afford $50 a week. And I'm like, Lord, what do Joey do for a living? He can't afford $50 a week. They act like he said I sent him $100 a week or something, but I guess whatever he does for a living, he can't afford the $50 a week, because he do live with his parents still at his older age. So I guess he can afford the $50 a week. I don't know. So anyway, the time comes for them to meet Mike. Mike calls on the video call. So in jail, they have this screen where they can video with people. So Mike called on the video call, and the family is all standing there, and they're all like, hey, how you doing, whatever. His dad is a really sweet guy, but his dad is infatuated with Joey with Mike, because Mike used to serve in the military. Because as soon as he gets on the video phone, his dad is like, hey, sailor, blah, 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 blah. He's like this super American. The one that is like, I pledge allegiance to my flag and to the country and all of that. And he's like super, he probably got flags in his yard and everything like that, because he is excusing Mike's bad behavior because he served in the military. That is not okay. I don't care where you served at. If you're a career criminal, if you're a drug, if you've been in drugs, if you've been hoeing out there in them streets, if you've been doing all this other stuff, and you want to come into my child's life, I'm going to have some questions, and I'm going to have to vet you and see if you're really legit, because I'm going to have a problem. I don't care how old my child is, that's still my child. So the concerns are going to be there, but his family was just kind of meeting him, and not really, they just wanted to know how they met, and they weren't really asking the questions, right? What does this person say? Oh, I don't know what that is. Okay, we're going to hide that message. But so they're just not asking him, all the questions that normal people would ask. They're just asking bubble questions, right? So they asked how they met. They met on this app called Grindr. So Grindr is this app where you can, I think it is a LGBT app. I'm not sure. Correct me if y'all know, but I'm not sure. But I know it is a dating app where you can meet people. So they met on that app. Then we got Mike is like, y'all seem like great people. He was like, especially, I can't wait to meet y'all in person. Mom and dad. He starts calling his parents, Joey's parents, mom and dad. He said he never had a dad, so he wants to see what that would be like. And if I'm looking down, y'all, that is me looking at my notes. I can't speak your language. I'm sorry, Monica or Moni Sali. I think it's French. And my sister's husband speaks French. Even my niece, my 12-year-old niece speaks French, but I don't. So back to this. So they get off the phone. Joey says he has to go because they're about to serve dinner. They get off the phone, and then his family sits down for their own dinner. And so they're talking and everything, and they just say, we're concerned about your sobriety because this guy has been in jail for drugs. And Joey was like, you don't have to worry about that. Then his sister chimes up at the table, and she says, well, I'm extra concerned because you confided in me, and you told me 5 years ago that you relapsed with him. And the family dropped the forks like, wait, what? So 5 years ago, Joey relapsed. He went and used drugs 5 years ago, and the whole family didn't know. And Mike was around. This is before Mike got locked up the last time, I guess. And Mike was around. And Joey was like, and Joey had been clean for 12 years at this point. And this is what really makes me feel like he needs to be in an inpatient treatment facility for a couple of years. He needs to be going to AA meetings. He needs to really get into recovery, because if you were clean for 12 years and a guy comes along and knocks you off your wagon just like that, that means you need more work, and you were not really in the position to be dealing with somebody or be in the free world turned over to your own devices. Joey says that he was depressed and lonely, and he felt alone, and so he went looking for the drug. And so his father says that hurt his heart, because why would you feel alone and all of that? Basically, you have all of us. The dad starts to cry. The mom starts to cry. The brother starts to cry. Everybody is crying. I'm like, oh my goodness. Joey starts to cry because he's just like, when he did the drugs, Mike told him, it's okay. You don't have to feel ashamed. You can move on. You can continue to be sober and everything. Gave him a hug. But I'm like, Mike, were you there? Like, I need to know how that night went. Was he there watching him do it and then wanted to give him some positivity after that? I don't know. I don't feel like Mike is good for him. I mean, Joey has low self-esteem and he needs to get help. What else I can get on to the next couple? And that's it for them. Yeah, so Joey needs help. Joey needs help. I don't think this relationship is going to work at all. Mike still seems like he's a playboy, and when he gets out, he's going to want to sow his royal oats and move on to other men. But anyway, let's move on to the next couple, y'all. Thank y'all for joining me this beautiful morning, even though it's raining where I'm at. Is it raining where y'all at? It's raining where I'm at. The next couple we're going to talk about is Shantae and True. Oh, back up. One more thing about Joey. Joey said he felt depressed, alone, and all of this, and he feels empty. If you ever come across my video, Joey needs Jesus. I'm going to tell you why. Jesus is the only one that can save and deliver you. Jesus is the only one that can fill that empty void that you are feeling. No matter what drug you try, and this is for Joey and anybody else, no matter what drug you try, no matter what loneliness you feel, getting into a deep relationship with Jesus, getting into that falling in love stage with him and staying in love with him, praying to God and getting what you need from him is the only thing that's going to give you that happiness, that joy, that peace. You can't hang all of that up on an imperfect human being. We're not perfect, so we can't help each other. One addicted person can't help another addicted person. Jesus is the only one that can save you from that. So he needs to turn to him and seek deliverance and get with Jesus. That is what he needs. He talking about Mike saved his life. No, Jesus can save your life. Mike is a career criminal locked up. He can't save you. If he could save you, then why, when you were with him, you felt the need to do drugs? So moving on to the next person. This person also needs Jesus to feel fulfilled. Hold on, y'all. My phone is a little low. I'm going to turn on my car a little bit. If y'all hear the beeping noise, I am sorry. But I just want to plug my charger up. So the next person we're going to talk about is Shantae and True. Okay, y'all know Shantae is the stripper, right? And True is the one that's locked up. That's the guy. So, hold on. That's not it. No, this is not the stripper. Hold on, y'all. Let me skip around. Okay, we're going to talk about Ayana and Jamal. So Ayana is the stripper and Jamal is locked up, or the exotic dancer, whatever you want to call her. So we open up. She's on the phone, right, talking to Jamal on the phone. And she's just like, I can't wait to see you. I want you to see this big booty in person and all of that. And so, they're all talking and everything. Her baby walks in. The baby is really, really cute. And she's telling the baby to come here and everything. She's talking to Jamal on the phone because y'all know that she might have to do some time in jail. Now, this is crazy. She's dating an inmate, but she got pulled over on a DUI charge. DUI, for those who do not know, is driving under the influence. And she was under influence of marijuana, weed. And so she has to possibly go. This is her second DUI. So she has to possibly go to jail for either 2 weeks or 3 months, but she won't know that until she goes to court. So she's on the phone talking to Jamal, and Jamal is like, well, one day in jail is too much. And she's like, yeah, I don't want to go to jail, blah blah, I have children and all of this. And it's like, you should have thought about that before you did what you did. You knew you was a mom before you got high. But we're gonna see why I'm gonna give Ayana a little grace on this episode. And so she hangs up with him because she says, I have to go and drop the baby off at the babysitter because I have to get ready to go to anger management. Because her lawyer recommended to her to go to anger management classes so it can cut maybe some time, or so she won't probably have to serve any jail time. So, she hangs up with him. She drops the baby off at the babysitter. Then she books an Uber to go to the therapist. Now I'm thinking she about to pop up at this group session or this therapy session. No, she pops up at this lady house, and I'm like, so you gonna be at somebody's house doing a group? I don't know. So anyway, she gets to the lady house. They sit on the couch, everything, and they start talking. Ayana says she does not have an anger problem. She says she thinks she just maybe has an attitude problem, and she lashes out when when she gets upset, when something don't go her way, like most people do. But she also digs deeper, and she says because she did not have a dad around, she feels like this is why she ends up lashing out even more in anger, because her father wasn't around. And that is a true thing. And not having a father, especially in a female's life, ends up causing some females, not all, to turn to a life of being promiscuous, excuse me, y'all. And they end up sleeping with all these men to fill this void. She's a exotic dancer, a stripper. That could be a reason why she's doing that, because she does not know her self-worth. She doesn't feel that love. A father is really a female's first boyfriend, not being pedophilish or nothing like that, but it's the first man that she looks at as someone that she loves. The first man that she looks at is like, this man in her life. And when you don't have him there, it affects a female, and she's saying that it has affected her. But Ayana, there are a lot of women who didn't have their father around, and you gotta woman up, you gotta move on. You have to raise your children, and you cannot let that moment in time define your life. You can't say, oh, I have an attitude because I didn't have a father. You're grown now. Get the therapy that you need to talk through your problems, but you got to move on past this. I know from firsthand, because my dad was not around either. I knew him. He was in and out of my life like a double dutch rope, but I didn't let that define me. For a period in time, I did when I was in my 20s, but at this point, I'm like, listen, I've forgiven my dad. I've moved on. I don't have no ill feelings towards him. It was what it was. So the therapist asked her, she said, do you cry and everything like that? And she says, I try to hold it in. I try to be strong because it's so much that I have going on. I have children that I have to take care of. I have a rent I have to pay and bills. She said, there's so much on just me, and it's a lot. And she's like, I'm just tired. And I felt bad for her, because I understand how it is to be a single mom. I was a single mom, and I understand how it is to raise the children, have to feed the children, pay the bills and everything. You can't have a bad day as a single mom, because you're the only parent, and the child is looking to you, or the children is looking to you to make things happen. And so she's just tired, and I really understood her in that moment. And so the therapist is like, it's okay to cry. It's okay to have a moment. But what the therapist doesn't understand is that as single moms, and I don't know the therapist background, you don't have time to cry. You don't have time to really take a moment and a beat and a breather, because these kids is like, I'm hungry. These kids is like, I don't understand why you have an issue. That's your problem. I'm a child, and I just need you to be on it. I need you to be a superhero. I don't have time for you to be tired and all of that. And so I understood what the therapist was trying to say to her, but I felt like that therapist should have given her a little bit more to go on. I don't believe that session was very helpful at all. So while they were in the session, she got a phone call. So she had to pause with the therapist and take the phone call. She told her it was important. It was Ayana's lawyer. And the lawyer basically told her that the judge has something come up, and so he has to move her court date to the day before instead of the original day. Now, Ayana is mad because That is the day she's supposed to go see Jamal in jail. She's supposed to visit him. But instead of visiting him, she's going to be in court herself, so she can't go see him. So this is when the tears come, though, because she's like, oh, something else has happened. So I think it was just like a plethora of things that was piling up, and so it made her kind of react. And so the therapist was basically just sitting there and was like, it's okay to cry. And then Ayana's session was over, and maybe the editing was bad or they cut out something, but I hope it was, because the therapist gave her no words of encouragement, nothing that she could, no assignment that she could work on to help with her anger or anything. So I'm hoping that's not the only session that they had. Hey, Derek Stewart, thank you for joining the live. Yeah, wow is right. The therapist didn't really give nothing. So when Ayana was leaving, the therapist was like, keep crying. That's what she said while she was leaving. I was like, keep crying. I said, child, this was the worst therapist I've ever seen. And that was it for her. Let's move on to the next couple. The next couple. The next couple we're going to talk about is going to be Teenie and Rob, okay? So Teenie wakes up, she's brushing her teeth and everything, and she's talking to Rob on video phone, okay? Because Rob is locked up. For the life of me, I still don't know how these inmates get iPhones and video phones in jail. So I've heard some jails allow them to now have camera phones in prison, but I'm like, prison is supposed to be punishment. This is why it's a high recidivism rate, because y'all giving them all these luxuries. They got flat screen TVs, phones, they get to wear chains and all type of outfits. Like, I mean, they ain't gotta pay rent. I'm like, prison might not be bad. It might not be bad. I mean, dang, y'all. I don't know. When I watch this show, I just be like, why are they glorifying prison? Like, it's not a good place that you want to go. But the way they make it seem to how they living up in there, some people might be like, I'm just going to pluck somebody in the forehead and do a year in jail so I can get a little break out here or something. But I digress. So Teenie and Rob. So she on the video phone with Rob, and she is getting ready, brushing her teeth, because Teenie says they work out 3 to 4 times a week together. So I guess she puts him on video, and then they do exercising together. So she put on her workout clothes, and they do this little 5-second workout. We see her running up and down the steps. We see her doing some jumping jacks, stretching, and all this stuff. Then he still hasn't told her the secret that he has to tell her. Remember last episode, he said he has a secret to tell her. She went the whole episode, he still didn't say nothing. This, their segment on this episode, he still didn't tell the secret. I'm like, Rob, stop playing with us. What is the secret? Are you going to hold the secret off to the last episode? If it was my man, I would have been like, let me tell you something. Before we start this workout, what do you have to tell me? What is the secret? I think the secret is that either he got a child on the outside, he got another woman he deal with, or he gay. Those are the only things that I'm thinking it could be. But we'll see, because he hasn't told her. So while they working out, he goes and breaks something to her. He says, I want you to meet my mom for lunch. Teenie is like, why? Why I gotta meet your mom for lunch? So she reacts like that because Rob's mom and Teenie does not have a good relationship. They have not spoken in about 3 to 5 years or something like that. And so she's like, why I gotta meet your mom? And he's like, because I'm about to get out and I want the beef between y'all to be squashed. For y'all who do not know what beef is, let me see if I can put this in other terms. They don't like each other. They have an issue with each other. They have a quarrel with each other. They don't see it for each other. They're not cool. They're not friends. Beef. So Rob is like, I want y'all to just get rid of that because I'm coming home and I want the women that I love to be together. He's like, I don't even know why y'all had beef. Teenie is like, we got beef because of you. So the backstory is, Rob's mom don't like Teenie because Rob mom asked for some money one time. Rob told Teenie to send his mom $500. Okay, so after a couple of hours after the mom got the $500, Rob goes and tells Teenie, hey, you know what? I made a mistake. Go and take the $500 back from my mom. So he ended up giving his mom $500. Then he takes it back. And he had Teeny do the dirty work. So this is why her and Teeny butt heads. But Rob did not tell his mom that he's the one that told Teeny to take the money back. Hey Blue Bear, welcome to the live. Hi, I'm your biggest fan. Oh, thank you, Blue Bear. Welcome to the live. So now Teeny is looking at Rob like, why didn't you tell your mom you said get the money back? Why you make it seem like I said get the money back? Rob is trash for doing that to her. So now she agrees. She said, all right, fine. I'll meet your mom for lunch. I'll go talk to her and see if we can squash whatever beef we have. I wouldn't have done it. First of all, I wouldn't have asked her for the money back years ago. I would have been like, no, you gave your mom the money. You go get the money back. Don't do it to me. You're not going to have your mom out here beefing with me while you in the inside. And now she up here thinking it's an issue. So fast forward, she goes and meets with the mom. She comes in. As soon as she sees the mom, she's like, hey, how you doing? The mom was like this. I said, well, dang, you ain't going to say hi back? So the mom ain't speak. The mom ain't say nothing. Sorry, y'all. I'm about to get a little air in here because I'm a little hot. So the mom didn't speak back to her, and I thought that was very disrespectful. And there's some people outside standing in the rain. Why are you standing in the rain? That's weird. If y'all hear my air conditioner, I had to turn it on a little bit because it's gotten a little warm in here. Okay, so the mom is just like mugging her. She's not saying anything to her. And so then her and Teeny sit down, and the mom is like, why you want to see me? I don't want to be here. What do you want? Why are you asking me to be here? And Teeny is like, I know you don't want to be here, but Rob wanted me to meet with you because he's about to get out and he wants us to have a better relationship. And the mom is like, I don't want to have no relationship with you. You took money back from me that was given to me. He said, y'all went off and got married. You look at what you driving in. Y'all got a house and stuff. And I'm driving in this raggedy car and taking care of my mom. And I barely made it up here and all of this. And it sounds to me like the mom is jealous. The mom is up here like, y'all living well and I'm over here living like a hobo or living like a homeless person or trash because Rob is not giving me, took back the money and is not taking care of me. And pause. I feel like, yes, you should take care of your parents, right? But I also feel like that no parent should make their children feel guilty or make their children feel like they owe you. You know what I'm saying? Your children don't owe you crap. They didn't ask to be born, okay? Two, they're living their lives. They may have children, household responsibilities, everything, and they can't pour into you. So what do? Just roll over and say, well, y'all need to figure it out? No, you get up as a parent if you're still able-bodied, and Rob mom look young enough where she can still work. You get your butt out there and you go work and handle your business. Hello, Aubrey. Miss Moore, thank you for joining the live. Yeah, your children are obligated to take care of you, okay? But Rob's mom feel like he was supposed to. So Teeny is like, listen, what you don't know is that Rob told me to come get the money back from you. I didn't want to get it back from you. I argued with him about taking the money back. So she was like, yeah, well, I'll deal with him. Instead of it, mom saying, really, I didn't know that. I apologize. We've been beefing this whole time for no reason. I'm so sorry. The mom didn't say that. She said, well, I'll deal with my son. She said, but you know what? His ex, and she brought up his ex's name. Now, this is Rob's wife. Him and Teeny are married now. She brought up the ex name. She said, you know, his ex wouldn't have treated me like this. His ex wouldn't have acted like this. His ex would have communicated. And then Teeny was like, you know what? That's it. Cut. She get up from the table and the mom is like, Teeny, trying to get her to sit back down. Teeny's like, no, this conversation is over. And I was with Teeny. That's disrespectful. Don't bring up nobody ex in my face, okay? Because you mad of what your son did. Instead of you saying, I'm going to deal with my son, you want to bring up his ex in my face? Disrespect. And I was here for Teeny to get up because first of all, I wouldn't even have went to that lunch. I would have been like, yeah, I ain't got time. I ain't got no time. And that was the end of them. We're gonna see what happens. In my opinion, Rob is trash for doing that to his wife. He's very manipulative with her. He got cameras all throughout the house so he can watch them and stuff. I don't like Rob, and I can't wait until he gets out to see how this dynamic is going to play out. Atini also revealed to us that Rob has a business with his brother and he's getting out to a savings account. She didn't reveal what business it was. However, I don't believe Rob and his brother have a business. And if Rob have a brother, why she ain't getting no help from the other brother? Like, why she pinning everything on Rob? But again, the mom might just want to be on TV and have her 5 minutes of fame. So we don't know. But anyway, we'll see what's going on with them. We're going to get to the last couple of this episode. And that is going to be Andrew and Candace. No. We got two more couples. Let's get to True, Shantae, and True. All right, y'all. So Shantae and True, they are the new couple. We got introduced to them on this episode. Hello, Miss Moore. My cousin has been choked by his... Oh, wow. Oh, no. That is not okay. I hope your cousin's okay and that your cousin gets out of that situation. We do not support DV at all. By man on woman or woman on man, we do not support that. That is not okay. Let's get to the next. I'm praying for your cousin, Aubrey. I hope I'm saying your name right. Let's get to the next couple, which is Shantae and True. So they are the new couple. Shantae and True, we find out let's get into what happened with them. So Shantae's in the kitchen. She's cooking seafood. She's making like crab legs and all this other stuff. She's on the phone with True, and True is like, do you miss me and all of that? And she's like, yeah, I miss you. He's like on a scale of 1 to 5, and she's like 5. Blue Bear, hey, how you doing? And so she says she misses him and everything and can't wait for him to get out. He's saying, she's like, what are you looking forward to? And he's like, basically sex, like they always say. And then she says, well, I'm looking forward to beating you in a cook-off and all of that. I'm good, Blue Bear. I'm good. I'm glad you're great as well. He is actually coming home in a month. True is about to get out of jail and coming home in a month. Aubrey says, and he went to jail and he broke her phone. Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad he ended up going to jail for that, because that is not okay. So he's coming home in a month. True ended up going to jail for robbery, y'all. He went to jail for robbery. He was locked up for 12 years. Get this. He has never seen Shantae in person. They have never met in person. So they end up meeting because one day Shantae was riding in the car. And y'all, I got to wrap this up in a minute because I got to get to work. So they was riding in the car and she was on the speakerphone in the car. And so I guess his cousin or whatever, Sending Love, says average black person. I don't know what that means, Sending Love. Blue Bear says happy birthday. I don't know who birthday it is, Blue Bear. Anyway, moving on. Hello, Otherman. I hope I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, I'm sorry. Hi from Algeria. Oh, hello. So he is coming home in a month. He went to jail for robbery. He was locked up for 12 years. They've never seen each other. But also, get this, True has never dated black women. True has only dated white women. And I'm just like, wow. Actually, Sending Love, I am talking about a show that comes on WeTV, and I reviewed this show along with other content creators that are not just black or African American. I've never been to jail. I actually have my degree in criminal justice and am about to work with the juvenile court system. I actually currently work for the United States Postal Service, where I make a really good living. I actually am doing very well for myself. So I am not at all in the judicial system, okay? I am reviewing a show about the judicial system. So if you are coming on this live to send hate and to spread some type of negativity, you can take all of that, pack it up, and go right on to the left out of the door before you get blocked. Thank you. Back to the show. See, that's how you do it. You read somebody very classy. You ain't got to get no attitude. You ain't got to curse nobody out. You let them know what it is, what it is. So anyway, they've never seen each other in person. And also, he's never dated a black woman. He's only dated white women. So all the pictures that she has sent him are all filter pictures, because Shantae is not very, I'm not going to say she's ugly, right? But she's not a looker like that. Like, he's not the type, he seems like the type of guy that would date white women, in my opinion. But if any woman sends filters all the time, that really means that, you know, she is really concerned about her looks, because you're not born with the filter, so why do that? And if y'all don't know what a filter is, that's those things that make you look a little cloudy, a little dewy, and you look like you had makeup on and all that other stuff. Okay, so after that, what happened? So she's sitting down with her family, and her family is concerned because she has already spent $30,000 on True. We don't know if that's true, no point intended, or not. And so, okay, so sending love. Let me see. I'm about to report you for harassment. Hold on, y'all, I'm sorry. Let me see. All right. And we are going to also block you. All right, so sending love is gone. We ain't got time for him. All right, y'all. So let's get back to it. I gotta hurry up. So she has sent him $30,000. So she says. She also says she's paying 2 mortgages. Okay. So she has moved from Kansas to Missouri. So her house in Kansas has not sold yet. So she's still paying the mortgage on that house, and she's also paying a mortgage on her new house. So she's paying about $5,000 a month for both houses. On top of that, sending him money and all of that, I was just like, girl, you doing too much. They're engaged. They've been engaged for a year. He actually asked her to marry him through her son. Now, sight unseen. He has not seen this woman. This is what makes this couple so ridiculous. He has not seen this woman. He asked her to marry him through her son. So her son got down on one knee, right? This is how it went. And the son is a minor, so I'm not sure how they set this up. And so when he's on the speakerphone, he asked her, and the son put the ring on her finger. She said she didn't have a father in her life either. And then, so her father, her son is the next best thing. And I'm like, girl, just because you don't have a father in your life don't mean he asked the son. That is not the next best thing. But whatever, we're going to get into what the last thing that happened with her. So she's sitting down at the table with her family. They're eating crab legs, a whole seafood broil. Everything is laid out. And the family is asking questions and everything. And when they find out he's never dated outside of his race, they're like, wait, he's only dated Caucasian women? And you're the first black woman? And so her niece was like, red flag on the play. If he has not even dated his own race of women, how in the world is this going to work? She said she thinks he's using her for money because he has never dated outside of his race. And I also agree with her niece. He didn't even date a light-skinned chick like Shantae. First of all, Shantae, the name first. And then Shantae is like my complexion. He didn't even ease into like a light-skinned black woman first before he went and just jumped in the black pool, but we'll see how it goes. I don't think it's going to work at all. True is not a bad-looking guy. He's very buff. He's been up in there lifting iron and eating. I guess that's all he can do, though. But, whatever. Last couple, y'all, so I can get up over here. Andrew and Candace, y'all. So, Andrew is on his way to pick up Candace. He's loading up all of the fake merch that he's gotten her, the fake name brand stuff he's gotten her, right? And he's going down a list of all the things that he's gotten her, like Thomas Ford shades, Tiffany bracelet, all these things that he's brought her, and they're showing all the price tag of all of them. And every price tag that they showed on what he brought, in my opinion, is fake. Because if you Google any of them name brand people that popped up that he said that's what it was, you would know that you're going to be paying over the thousands to get one of them items. So he put some of the stuff in this Louis Vuitton bag, which was fake as well. He ended up trying to zip it and the thing broke. I said, child, he probably got that in New York off Canal Street. He got that knockoff bag from somewhere, or maybe on Amazon, because that Louis Vuitton bag was fake. Then he gets on the phone with her while he's driving, and he tells her he's on his way to get her and everything. He's so excited, all of this. He then tells her he ended up breaking the Louis Vuitton bag, and she's like, why you ain't take your time, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, sorry about that, love you, and all of this. And then she's like, so while you're coming, go ahead and stop at the souvenir shops and get me some trinkets, because I like that kind of stuff. I'm like, girl, he already done brought you phones. He got her an iPhone. He got her all this fake merchandise. He got her clothes, perfume, everything. No, that's not good enough for her. She wants for him to get some more stuff at a gift shop on the side of the road. So he goes get her stuff from this gas station gift shop and spends like over $200. I said, child, I can't. Just horrible. Okay. Then we get to Candace. She says she's been married twice, okay, and she has one son. She said her plans is to reconnect with her son when she gets out of jail, okay? And she's on the phone with Andrew again, and she says, should we look for houses in Vegas? Now, y'all know Andrew lives in New Jersey. So the plan was for her to be in Vegas for a little bit until she completes her program there, and then to move to New Jersey with him. But then she said, well, maybe we should look for a house just in Vegas just to see, what our chances are. I believe she's never going to New Jersey with Andrew. I believe she's going to stay in Vegas, and she's going to use her son as the reason why she has to stay in Vegas. She's also saying, let's look for houses. She's going to try to either persuade him to move to Vegas, or she's going to end up breaking it off with him, and when she gets in a better position, buy a house in Vegas. She don't want Andrew. Andrew is not a good-looking guy either. He actually looks weird, you know what I'm saying? And when we saw a picture of her, she is a beautiful woman. So in my mind, she's going to run him. I don't think it's going to work out at all. Andrew gets to the prison. He calls her again. I don't know how they're able to meet again. He's like, can you feel my presence? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, what? So he's outside of the prison. That's why he said that. And he's like, I'm staring at the prison. Can't wait to see you. He says, I'm going to beep the horn so you can hear me, as if she's sitting by a window and she could hear the horn. He beeps it 3 times saying, I love you with every beep. She just ignores that. And she then tells him, they're about to serve dinner. I gotta go. She says she's one of these people that can feel other people's energy, and because of that, she gets heightened anxiety and all of this stuff. Their relationship is not going to work either. All these couples, in my opinion, are doomed. Even Teenie and Rob. Listen, I don't know. This was shot a year ago. Teenie and Rob may still be together because they're married, but I think their relationship is doomed too, because he's full of crap and he got a secret to tell her. Who knows if she's going to end up hanging around after she finds out what his secret is. But child, I don't know. But y'all, that's my review for Love During Lockup Season 5, Episode 24 or Episode 2. Vegas or bust. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for joining the live. Go ahead on your way out and like the video. Go ahead, replay watchers, comment in the comment section, and most importantly, make sure you all subscribe to my channel. I normally drop this live on Saturday, but I was out of town this past weekend, so I was unable to do it. But go ahead and show me some love, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see y'all again with I will be reviewing the show on this Friday coming, and I will drop that review on Saturday. Okay, I love y'all so much. Have a good day. Bye.